Hi, welcome to our project 2. It's about authentication with password versus with keys. We can go ahead and create a user. So how are we gonna create a user? By using sudo. Before going through this project, you need to have Ubuntu set up and you need to install SSH in Ubuntu. So let's go ahead and add a user in this directory and then the home directory. Okay, we can add a user by using sudo add user, whatever user you need. Let's, the project is adding students, but let's say our username is students with S. Okay. So we're adding this and our password can be, okay, you gotta remember our password. Okay, we can enter for default. Yes. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and see the default directory by using this command. It's ll/home. Okay, as you can see, we created a few before. This is student, there's stu, and there's students. So these are the groups that we have under the home directory. So there's another way to see it. The good thing about this one, it just tells you all the information that you need to know. This is your permission right here. This is the name. Yeah, this is the directory. Another way to look at it is ls. See, we have students, okay, they're all under here. Okay, they're all under home/Sarah_MMS. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and authenticating student or students when connected to Ubuntu SSH target from Ubuntu SSH source. So first, we're going to need our IP address. IP address can be found by using this one, this command, and is before inet, so it's right here. Let's go ahead and run another command to bring up terminal when logged in. So by using this command right here, students with an S, add to the IP address that we see right here. Disregard this one, just the one in the front. Okay, and press enter. And now it's going to ask for our password. Okay, once you enter the password that you created earlier when you create your group name, your group is going to show you this message right here. Okay, program is going to tell you a lot of information and this message. So by running this command, it will bring up terminal, then log in. Okay, and the another one, if it's type yes, if it prompt, okay, SSH, so if it prompts SSH key type yes, so, but it didn't. So let's go ahead and leave that one. The only thing that we use is that we need to enter the password to get through this process. Okay, let's go ahead and leave that one. Alright. Okay, we're locked out of the system. Clear this out. Next step is locking in with keys, and this one is quite challenging. So in order for it to work, we gotta figure out a few things. If you're new to Linux, it's gonna be very complicated, but I won't follow through the other commands that teacher provided because I tried it before and it didn't work. But I'll go ahead and open this first, the SSH terminal in order for this to work. So once I open up this directory, the SSH directory, I'm gonna create the key under this directory. You're gonna generate a key under the SSH directory. Okay, so once you generate a key, it's gonna ask you to enter a file name. So say key. So, okay, enter the name. Okay, now it's telling us that it's saved under this directory. Let's figure out if this is true by using this command. SSH. Okay, there you go. The key. This is the key that we just created right here. So this is the name of the folder that we had to use. Instead of using add 22519, this is the name of our key. Okay, so the other one, this is quite complicated. If you're new to Linux, it's going to be very, very complicated, but we had to navigate through stuff in order for it to work. So we need to copy that key to the student folder. So we copy this ID. Okay. Okay. If you just go ahead and follow the commands that was given, it will make you create the key underneath the other directory. But if you open up SSH and create the key under SSH, it would make more sense. Okay. Okay. So the name of our key is key.bub. And then you gotta enter students. And this is the name of the folder that we need to copy to. Students at 127.0.0.1, and that's the IP address. So we're going to copy the key from this directory straight to this folder or this group name that is located under this address. And you press enter and it will go through. Okay, so if you remember, you're creating a password in the beginning. You kind of need to know the password in order for it to work. Now let's say it works. Number of key added, so we add one key in there. So it's successfully done. Now try locking in the machine, SSH, and check to make sure the key you wanted were added. Okay, so it's successfully added. Now let's say we have one key in there. Okay, let's move forward with the lab. Thank you, God. Now you can connect Ubuntu Target as student without password whenever you have the private key by using, okay, SSH student at 127.0.0.1. Okay. Yes. I want to make sure this is clear. Great. Let's go back to Ubuntu. Okay, so on SSH students at 127.0.0.1. Yay! That was whether you need the private key. And this you copy and dedicate in the machine. Yeah. So first it was denied, but then it went through. Lock in one. Okay, let's go ahead and move on with this program. Okay, now we're at access control. Sudo privileges or privileges to run command as root. The initial user created when installing Ubuntu has sudo privileges. Now let's see how to grant sudo privileges. Okay, first we need to verify current privileges by using this command. Okay. It's asking me for a password. Student is not a sudo dual file. Okay, so we have to enter the password of the file students for the group students. Okay, then it shows this message that student is not in the sudo file. So the current privileges, we don't have any privileges right now. So let's go ahead and just modify that to add in this. Okay, let's add shadows. This student is not a sudo. Password for student. Student is not a password. Okay. Great. Student is not in a pseudo file. It's still telling you that you are not a pseudo. Ensure the pseudo user and G pseudo students. Password to run command administration, use sudo command sudo for details. Okay, sudo cat hesitate shadow yay. So when we open up the student folder, this is what we see. Okay, so now you'll be able to read the hash values of password. However, you will be prompted for the password of the student when running sudo. Okay, I guess that went through. I'm gonna run another command. Okay. Run the following command to allow the current user student to avoid typing password. Okay, no password for all. Yay. Okay, already done that. Let's remove sudo privileges from user. Current sudo removing student from group sudo. So we already removed that. We're just gonna run them separately because we're not, and then we're gonna run the RM students separately, which is okay. Already run them separately. We remove privileges from this user, the student user. Okay, we're done with that. We now have no privileges. Read the following page for meaning of file for RWX. They are permission to read, write, and execute. So we can read about it, but we're going to go ahead and amend some permission by using a few commands. So first we're going to create and test a shell script. Okay. Let's clear this out. Oh, great. So right now, these are the writing permissions and the permissions to read, write, or execute. Now we can use the cmon command to allow the file owner to execute the script and run it. So by using this, it's going to allow us to execute a few things. Okay. Managing file permission for other users. So by using cmon again, okay, let's go ahead and run this one. And then run the following command has a student. See how this is gonna work out. You should see the content of the user student if it has a home directory. So far, it's just not really going through. Do the following steps has the user created during the Ubuntu installation. Okay, I see what it says. We gotta open where our file that we created before we go any further. Okay. Home slash Sarah underscore MMS students. Permission denied. Yeah. Where are we? So cd slash home slash students. Try to run this as students is open because it won't go through. There, I gotta open one by one. Okay. I know why it's not letting me go through students. Okay, well, let's at least try to rerun some of these. The echo. Okay, the first one, echo script, is create a simple shell script. Ew. Probably didn't work because I already did it. Okay. Just run them through. Removing permission. So you can now remove the reading and execute permission from student shell. Run the following to verify the changes that you make to effects. And run one more to see if all the things that we change as goes into effect. Okay. You can now try other privileges on your own. Okay. Interesting. So these are the privileges. Like it was just show. Those are the stuff you had to do to change privileges. You can pretty much do it on your own. Okay, thank you for watching this. I hope this will give you some insight of what you're going through. I mean, we're all struggling, but you know, when the tough gets going, it will just go. Thank you for watching my video. You have a great week.